All right, so today we are reviewing the very first TNA Impact 3-hour pay-per-view, Victory Road 2004.
Oh, man. Welcome to the RW Wrestling Podcast. We are reviewing TNA.
Legend and Albert are here.
Well, here via satellite.
Albert's here via satellite.
Hello.
Or actually, since the audio podcast, via radio waves.
There you go.
Frequency?
There you go. Sound waves, perhaps?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so what did we open the show with, Albert?
I tell you what, though, like that little video package at the beginning, which was like about an hour and a half long. I mean, like the guy who's doing the voiceover is like a freaking love child of like James Earl Jones and whoever does the voice for Optimus Prime.
Said it. I fucking said the same thing.
Legend said it's the dude that plays Optimus Prime. I guarantee it.
It's
pretty damn close.
Okay, so before the show starts, it said it was earlier today. So right before the show, maybe who knows? Jeff Jarrett shows up in a limo. And Shane Douglas asked him any last comments. It's not his last comment, so why'd you even say that? Well, any last comments before your title match? And Jeff Jarrett says, Scott Hall told me Kevin Nash will not be here tonight, spoiling the surprise for Scott Hall later, so whatever.
You mean like the 7 or 8 times they said that Kevin Nash wouldn't be here tonight?
Yeah, they said a lot.
Yeah, well, that's foreshadowing, because every time he says that Scott Hall's not going to be here, or Kevin Nash won't be here, wink, wink. He's just showing up. And then Jeff Jarrett closed it by saying the King will stay on top and he'll be the NWA World Champion. So, and then we go to the Battle Royal.
I feel like they should have went backwards with all that stuff, because after watching Scott Hall in that main event, it probably should have been Kevin Nash doing all that, and Scott Hall being the one that randomly walked down to the ring at the end.
That's true.
That was shit. Some of the bumps were great.
All right, but anyways, that'll be later.
So then we go into the X Division Gauntlet match. There are 20 men in this match from all over the world.
I know like 6 of them.
So first things first is Frankie Kazarian comes out along with Sanjay Dutt. And Dutt does a Hurricane Rana.
Whoa. The coolest Frankie Kazarian comes
That's right,
out.
the coolest Frankie Kazarian. Anyways, Sanjay Dutt does a Hurricane Rana and a DDT to Frankie Kazarian. Then number 3, Puma comes in.
That dude is 19. Goddamn.
So then Dutt does another Hurricane Rana to Puma. Puma does a variation of the One-Winged Angel to Dutt. Then number 4 comes in, L.A. Park, a.k.a. La Parka from WCW. And L.A. Park hits everyone in the ring with a chair. Then Jarrell Clark comes in.
Who?
Pretty much. Clark
what was his name again?
What?
What was his name again?
Jarrell Clark.
Gotcha. Mr. 630.
Jarrell Clark does a nice Hurricane Rana and a standing shooting star press to Dutt. Then number 6, Miyamoto comes in. Miyamoto. What the fuck was that?
Me being racist for a second.
Clark then does a 630 splash to Puma and misses 98% of it.
Yeah. I wrote that down. You missed? Yeah, maybe.
Then Matt Bentley comes out.
It's like a 628.
So then Bentley and Frankie Kazarian... Well, Kazarian does an atomic drop to Puma. Then Bentley and Kaz do a high and low combo to Puma. Then Hector Garza comes out. And at that point in time, Dutt just does a springboard arm drag to L.A. Park. Then Nasawa comes out. And Nasawa does a Shining Wizard to Garza.
There's a lot of coming out in this match. Sorry.
Number 10, Mikey Batts comes out.
Who?
Mikey Batts does a nice flip stunner to Kazarian. And then Kazarian does a suplex into the corner to Mikey Batts. Number 11, a really young Alex Shelley comes out.
Not the most shocking one, though.
I didn't write anything in between there because there wasn't really anything going on. Then number 12, Matt Sydal comes out.
Yeah, that one was really young. That's all I got to say.
Matt Sydal does a shooting star press off of Alex Shelley's back.
Yeah, that was cool.
Number 13, Sonny Siaki comes out. Siaki does a slam to Sydal. And Siaki also does a suplex to Kazarian. Then number 14, Jason Cross comes out.
Who?
Karrion Kross. Listen.
Karrion Kross.
Cross does a Hurricane Rana to Siaki. Siaki then does a nice clothesline to Seidel. Cross does a Brain Buster to Seidel. And then we get number 15, Shark Boy comes out. Shark Boy starts biting Kazarian's ass.
Yeah.
I think Earthquake lost weight.
Then number 16, Psychosis comes out.
I know that one.
Garza does a nice wheelbarrow German to Psychosis. Then number 17, D-Ray 3000 comes out.
Who?
Shark Boy and D-Ray 3000 start doing the battering ram combination to Frankie Kazarian and Matt Bentley.
Fucking bushwhacker bullshit.
Then number 18, the Amazing Red comes out.
Alright, I know him. He's good.
Psychosis then does a spinning kick to Jason Cross, who is draped onto the ropes, and Cross falls into the ring.
Yeah, I thought the whole point of setting him up there was to do a cool contrived elimination spot, but he didn't end up getting eliminated from it.
Yeah, I said right here, Shelley is dumb because he got caught going to the top rope. He's young. He'll be okay.
So then, number 19 is Spanky, a.k.a. Brian Kendrick.
I just said why.
Brian Kendrick.
Kendrick does a springboard elbow to Bentley. Then, last but not least, number 20, Chris Saban comes out.
Hail Saban!
Saban does a nice spinning DDT to Bentley. Psychosis does a Falcon Arrow to Bentley. At this point in the match, I look at Legend and go, wow, there have not been very many contrived spots with a lot of the competitors. Immediately, they do a Tower of Doom with everyone in the ring.
Yup. The crowd loved it, though. I'm surprised. No, maybe because it's 2004. I don't know.
I was just like, hey, Legend, they haven't done any really awesome, really stupid contrived spots.
The one thing I like about this so far is they haven't done anything contrived for all the people.
Fucking then the Tower of Doom.
You're jerks. You ruined it all.
Psychosis then does an inverted DDT to Cross. Saban does a nice top rope German suplex to Frankie Kazarian into Hector Garza, who just happens to be walking in the way.
All right, so I also that goes back to that getting caught on the top rope thing. That's really dumb.
Correct. Saban is dumb. He should have tossed him out.
Yeah, he jumps up there. The spot is cool, but it doesn't help.
Frankie Kazarian does a springboard leg drop to Garza. Garza then does a moonsault to Kaz. Frankie Kazarian does a springboard DDT to Garza. Then Kazarian attempts to roll up Garza after attempting a corkscrew moonsault. And then Garza actually rolls him up, and Garza wins.
Yay!
Did that count look fast to you at the end?
I wouldn't say it looked fast, but I just didn't like that out of all the athletic shit that was going on, it just happened to end in a fucking roll-up.
Nothing says the X Division like Garza.
It's the most devastating maneuver in all of wrestling. Come on now. Come on, Chris.
So,
just saying.
I wrote down all the eliminations and entrances before. So, Kazarian did come out 1. He was eliminated 19th by Garza.
Yeah, he went the whole way. Wow.
Dutt was number 2, eliminated number 4 by Shelley. Puma was the first eliminated by Frankie Kazarian and Bentley.
That dude was 19.
L.A. Park was eliminated 5th by Frankie Kazarian. Jarrell Clark was eliminated 2nd by Kazarian and Bentley. Miyamoto eliminated 3rd by Kazarian and Bentley. Bentley eliminated 13th by Kendrick. Garza was the winner. Nasawa was eliminated 6th by Sonny Siaki. Mikey Batts was eliminated 7th by Hector Garza.
Mookie Betts.
Alex Shelley was eliminated 11th by Jason Cross. Matt Seidel was eliminated 8th by Alex Shelley. Sonny Siaki was eliminated 12th by Brian Kendrick and Chris Saban. Jason Cross was eliminated 14th by Psychosis. Shark Boy was eliminated 9th by Sonny Siaki. Psychosis 15th by Amazing Red. D-Ray 3000 10th by Sonny Siaki. Amazing Red 16th by Frankie Kazarian. Brian Kendrick 17th by Chris Saban, and Chris Saban 18th by Hector Garza. Albert, what are your notes on that particular match?
fun. I liked it. I just like you guys. I didn't know half the guys in this match, and I was hoping they'd have graphics because I was like, I kept going. I kept having to rewind it to see what the names were. I like seeing LaParca. I didn't know he was ever in TNA, but he's the chairman from WCW. He always uses a chair. So by the time, who was that Mr. 630 guy? What was his name again? Gerald something?
Gerald Clark.
Yeah, Gerald Clark. TNA chants were spouting about in the crowd, and I don't blame them because, like, at this point, it's like pretty much an exhibition party because this is not stopping. Exhibition parties don't stop. It was getting really fun. A cool story with Kazarian and Shane. I thought Shane would go to the end with Kazarian, but I guess not, since they were kind of teaming up.
Yeah, you mean Matt Bentley?
I guess. I don't know who that was.
So Matt Bentley is his partner. He did also go by the name Michael Shane, though, at one point. But at this particular show, he was known as Matt Bentley. And they had Tracy at ringside.
What else? It's a good thing these guys had a minute in between entrance because these guys were just going all out. It was really fun. That spot with Shelley when he jumped off. I'm sorry. Yeah, Matt Sydal had the spot off Shelley's back was cool. Shelley playing hurt so he could eliminate somebody later was a good move, even though he didn't win, but still.
That was when he eliminated Sydal.
And Sydal threw him back in the ring.
Right. So, as far as I'm concerned, Shark Boy and D-Ray deserved to not win because they did the Bushwhacker finishing maneuver, so you deserve to get thrown out.
Yeah.
So, Fat Wolf.
You did the Bushwhackers move. You deserve to get eliminated.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a standing rule. If anybody does that move ever again, you just pretty much should get buried. So Shelley did the dumb move where he got caught going to the top rope, and then later Chris Saban did take advantage of somebody going to the top rope. I thought that was like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that was Kazarian because he ended up doing the fucking German, which then Hector Garza just happened to be walking in the way of it when it happened.
Yeah, just happened to be there. Yeah, I mean, like, okay. There's a dumb leg slap by Garza towards the end when he hit that missile drop kick to the back of Kazarian. He did a leg slap for that. Dude, what are you doing?
I thought the hilarious thing about that missile drop kick actually throughout the entire match is Kazarian sold it like it was so bad when he just basically threw himself over the top.
Oh, yeah, no, because Kazarian was overselling a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, he did a whole front flip on a fucking Enziguri.
That was great.
So, the guys in this match that I knew were Chris Saban, Spanky, The Amazing Red, Psychosis, Shark Boy, Matt Sydal, Alex Shelley, Hector Garza, Kazarian, Sanjay Dutt. Those are the guys I knew just by name value. Even though I might not have watched many of them very often, but yeah, I knew like half the guys in there. I was looking for some graphics, but they weren't forthcoming.
Doesn't Matt Sydal look so fucking young along with Alex Shelley?
All these guys look young. Hell, I looked young back then.
Hell, doesn't Hector Garza look a lot like fucking Garza Jr.?
He does.
I looked it up. That is his uncle, not his dad.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
Ratings?
Yeah.
What's your rating on that one, Albert?
I gave it a 7. I mean, like, it's a bit of a mess from time to time, but everyone was busting their ass, and I appreciate that more than anything. And not to mention, it's like a Royal Rumble, and I can always get down with that. So I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 7.5. I went a little bit higher. I did like the fact that Kazarian was there for the whole match.
That too.
I liked seeing the faces, like LaParca was in there. That was cool to see him. It was weird seeing these guys that we don't know, but like Jarrett Clark was really impressive for the time that he was in there. I really liked the time. The Japanese guys didn't do anything for me because they weren't in there long enough.
No, because TNA disrespected the fuck out of every Japanese talent they use.
But like seeing like
is it Sonny Siaki?
Yeah.
Is that his name? He was probably the most active of all the Japanese guys as far as like eliminating somebody.
Well, he's not even Japanese. That's the thing.
No, I don't know who he is at all. So.
I want to say he's like Portuguese.
Oh, okay. Then.
Yeah, the two Japanese guys were Miyamoto and Nosawa.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but like, It was nice to see Psychosis in there. Mikey Batts looked pretty good for the little amount of time he was in there.
Who?
That Mikey Batts can hit a baseball, though, let me tell you.
So, what did we get after that? We got a promo package.
Yeah, well, right after the match, Hector Garza, I don't know who interviewed him. I don't remember his name, but he had an interview where he said...
Okay, what was the guy's name?
Fucking...
I don't know.
Remember.
Was it Booty something?
Booty something?
Okay, well, Booby was a Spanish... he was the guy who was able to translate for Hector Garza, and Hector Garza pretty much said he's happy to be back in TNA. He was happy to win the cup, and he appreciates all the Spanish fans who support TNA, and thank you very much, and go on your merry way.
Nothing sounds like promoting your first pay-per-view with Spanish.
What about our English fans here?
Yeah, so, you know, fuck the English-speaking fans, right?
All right. Then what do we have?
All right, so we had the first of the campaign videos. Dusty Rhodes' campaign video for Director of Operations, or whatever they call that position.
Director of Authority.
Director of Authority. Okay, so then the poll at this point stands where Dusty Rhodes has 54.8% of the vote. Vince Russo has 45.2% of the vote. And by the way, Scott Hudson's pretty much this episode's Flip Gordon.
Yeah, we said that too, actually.
Okay, why are we having a live vote on pay-per-view, and why are they taking it like electoral votes?
I don't know. I'm going to get on that later, so don't you worry. I'm so annoyed with that segment because, we'll get to that later.
Okay, well, what about the one line that he says that we're having problem calculating votes out of Stamford, Connecticut?
It has nothing to do with New York or whatever the fuck he said. I don't know.
He said Vince Russo had New York. He said Dusty had Texas, and we're having a mechanical malfunctions in Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah, so they're taking shots at WWE right away.
Yeah, okay. That's not. It's I didn't even catch that at all. So.
And it's hilarious because in the last match, they were talking about Brian Kendrick going, "Oh, Spanky spent a lot of time touring in the Orient, and he's been in the WWE
for a couple years."
Yeah. There's also a really stupid thing when he gets handed that little envelope about the Stamford, Connecticut news. He gets the note and says, "Is she new?" Like, this is so random. I don't know. Scott Hudson, he needed to stop talking because anyway, we'll start talking about how some of these matches were laid out as opposed to all the filler and the consequences of that. It was like there's some matches that were longer.
So then we got another promo.
Yeah, we had some breaking news. No.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Okay. This was what he was saying about the because he got handed the envelopes and breaking news, and I was like, no, right? And that was what he talked about the Stamford, Connecticut thing. And I put a question mark because I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, anyway, so we already talked about that. Okay, so then he had the Naturals. It's the Naturals, Kid Cash in Dallas, right?
Yeah, / Lance Archer / Lance Hoyt.
Yeah, see, I had no idea who that guy was at all.
Dallas.
Okay, so Kid Cash pretty much takes the mic and says, oh crap, hold on. He asked Scott Hudson, "Is your skull mullet messing up your brain, or have you just lost your mind?" Okay, but it's funny because he has a southern accent, so it sounds more ridiculous. So then this 8-man tag team match that they're going to have later, Kid Cash says he's going to be the leader since he's the greatest of all time, and he can teach these boys his skills. So, and that was pretty much all the promo was.
All right, so then we got the Naturals and Kid Cash and Dallas / Lance Hoyt versus Eric Watts and Pat Kenny and Johnny B. Bad and Ron the Truth Killings.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Yeah, Archer doesn't.
So Johnny B. Bad does an arm drag to Andy Douglas. Eric Watts does kind of a choke slam to Lance Hoyt. Hoyt does a sidewalk slam to Watts. Hoyt does a big boot to Pat Kenny. Hoyt then attempted a moonsault and missed.
He ain't Bruiser.
Bad does a Hurricane Rana to Chase Stevens. Then R-Truth did a split-legged pedigree to Chase Stevens. So Eric Watts and Pat Kenny and Johnny B. Bad and Ron the Truth Killings take home the victory.
Wow.
That's my response for like the next 6 matches.
Yeah. Well, actually, 2 of those matches got consequences because matches like this were on the card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know what you're saying.
Do you know what I am saying?
The 2 interesting people in the match, I used to be a Johnny Bad fan, but I couldn't have cared less about him in this show because he's in the. Anyway, my 2 favorite notes about this match was Eric Watts being Bill Watts. He ran UWF back in the 70s. He's Bill Watts' kid.
We knew you'd mark out for that.
I did a little bit because mostly because I was so surprised that he was actually working. I didn't think he'd be wrestling anymore because he never got over when he was being pushed as a babyface in the UWF Mid-South area
to be
back
fair,
in like 1982.
He was only 30. He was only 36 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't think he was still wrestling at all. Period.
He's only 52 now.
He didn't look bad in the match, but like he's obviously shows why he never got over.
Well, he wasn't even really in it much.
He missed a big boot.
Well, to be fair, Chris, nobody was in this match very much.
That's true.
Before they went match.
And Truth is the only person in there with any kind of name recognition, and so that's when you said one of these is not like the other. You know, he's the only guy here who was a real championship. He's 2-time NWA champ, even though it's not with the old school NWA. Still, you know, because he still looks the same. God damn, good for him. Halfway through the match, man, what the fuck? The ref was just standing there watching them all beat each other up for the end. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I have a lot of complaints about the refs in a lot of these matches.
They don't care about the rules.
I mean, I guess the ref was like, okay, I guess it's time to go home. Do what you want to do. It's fine.
Oh,
God.
Let me know when it's over. I'll count the pin.
Yeah. I gave the match a 3. I thought it was pointless and meaningless. And
yep.
Sorry, Arthur. Sorry, Ron Killings. I gave it a 3.
Well, I rated it a little bit above you guys. I did a 5.5 because I thought it was hilarious that Truth did a split-legged pedigree.
I said pedigree, and then you actually did it. And I was like, oh, shit.
So taking another subtle shot at WWE.
I guess. You think they put that in there on purpose just to troll Triple H?
I've never seen him do it before.
Well, seeing as he did it exactly like a pedigree, yes.
And then, yeah. They call it like a double underhook split DDT.
They call it a double underhook DDT, and it's like, no, that was a pedigree.
He stuck his head in the crotch area and then underhooked him.
And they didn't take a cane bump either.
No, but what's his nuts took a cane bump?
Hector Garza did a cane bump during that missed corkscrew moonsault.
I missed it. There's too much going on in a battle road. I really see it all the time. But like, we're gonna get to the cane bumps later when Scott Hall gets in the ring.
All right,
so
then what did you rate that
time,
match?
He said 3. I said 3. I agreed.
Okay, you said 3. All right, Albert. Then did we have another promo package after this match?
Yeah, we had a little bit of stuff here. So Shane Douglas is still outside. I don't know what he's doing outside. Just come on in, Shane Douglas. We don't need you anymore. Just go to catering.
Catering? This is TNA.
Okay, they don't have food there. Oh, that sucks. Okay, go to the vending machine.
Go to the vending machine.
So a limo pulls up, and he assumes Kevin Nash is in it. And,
he's getting pissed.
And so the limo stops, and a driver walks around and says, Kevin Nash is not taking interviews. Literally says Kevin Nash is not taking interviews. It's such a swerve because we all know what happens later. And then Shane Douglas says, "You must not know who I am." Driver says, "Kevin Nash is not taking interviews." Do you know who I am? Like they repeated that. Like I was like, God damn it.
We're like, who fucking cares who you are?
Yeah, nobody cares about Shane Douglas. We know.
And then my favorite, arguably my favorite segment of the night was when Abyss was in his little promo for the talking about the basketball match. He's just sitting there taking a shit. I guarantee you, he's just popping up a fat one. And all I thought was like, he's going because he can't. He's constipated. That comes up later anyway. My favorite part.
My favorite one is in the Monty Brown one.
Yes. Yes.
We knew you'd mark out to that too.
I know. So I basically wrote down, because he didn't say anything, I said, I think Abyss is taking a shit. I don't know what to tell you. All right.
I don't think he can talk at this point. I don't think he talked at this
He's just
point.
like.
Shit. All right, then we go to the arguably the silliest match of the night.
best match of the night
Yeah, we got Piratita Morgan
versus Little Rey Mysterio Jr.
versus Mascaritas Sangrata. Sangrata does a couple arm drags and a Hurricane Rana and a diving crossbody to Morgan.
You actually wrote down the play-by-play?
Morgan did a splash to Sangrata. Sangrata did an arm drag to the referee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And Sangrata ended up rolling up Piratita Morgan and won.
You know what's worse than little people wrestling? Fat little people wrestling.
That have an eye patch.
Yeah. I didn't take any notes on this. I just enjoyed it. I gave it a 5. I gave it the baseline because it was just strictly entertainment. That's all I
mean, they did pull off some stuff I like. So 5 works.
Well, my question to you is, do we rate this out of 5 or out of 10? Because they're little people.
Oh,
he just gave it a perfect rating.
Or do we do it all by halves? Like 5.5. This is all half people, right? I got you, though. Yeah, you're right, though. Should be rated half of our scale because it's little people. That's true.
But then the referee's in there, so it fucks up the scale.
I'm gonna go out of 5. I'm gonna go 2.5.
So you're going with 5.
Yeah.
I almost gave that a perfect score. Damn, I'm glad you told me.
Oh.
Shoot.
Perfect match. The little people match from TNA.
I mean,
okay, so
I don't know why it happened though. It made no sense.
Okay, so here we go with this is arguably arguably the worst part of the whole night as far as the way they put everything together. I said, I'm no expert, right? I'm no expert, but when you have a tag team match that was never booked, I'm sorry, going back after the Gauntlet Battle Royal, whatever you call it, you had the first segment was Scott Hudson, and then you had the freaking stupid 8-man tag match. Then you have Shane Douglas talking out of his ass. Then you have a bitch taking a shit. Then you have midgets. Now we're going back to Scott Hudson with another goddamn pole. I don't care.
He's getting mad.
All right, go. Oh.
So in case you guys care, at this point of the night, by the way, they made mention that if you're watching this live in 2004, you had till 10 o'clock to vote. So hurry up. Yeah, hurry up. Dusty Rhodes is ahead by about 9 percentage points here. And then Scott Hudson, after that, has the 3 Live crew walk up to him, and they have something to say about Team Canada. Conan does his usual sting by, Odelay and Viva La Raza and all that shit. It says he and BG James will beat Team Canada. The mic goes over to BG James, and he echoes Conan saying they will win, and he has he says what is rightfully theirs, the tag belts will be theirs again. Okay, cool. Then he says this. If you didn't know, it's because we told you so.
Yeah, I said, I fucking went on that too. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Steiner anyone?
Matt promo?
Yeah, Legend ripped that too, going, what did you just tell us?
If I don't know it, and then you told, and then I'm confused. If you told us and we still don't know, then I don't understand.
Yeah, well, he hasn't told me yet, so do I know? I'm not sure. Okay, thanks, Road Dog.
Oh, you didn't know?
So we go to
because we told you so. Oh, boy, yeah. Okay, then we have the little segment where Scott Hall surprises the crowd by coming out.
That's right.
Yeah, the obligatory Kevin Nash will not be here spot number 2 tonight.
Correct. Although I still enjoy the when he slow rolls the "Hey Yo," I still enjoy that. That's still really funny.
And then they started chanting TNA, TNA.
Yeah. People
are hyped
like,
about that.
I will say this: despite what they're putting out, the crowd is super hyped about all of this, and that's really helping me watch the whole thing.
We'll get to it, but this show is WCW, Afterbirth.
Yeah, Afterbirth. Damn.
Yeah,
when you realize all the stars that we get down to it later.
Yeah, so the 3 main things that Scott Hall said was that there ain't no party without Scott Hall because I've been to a few parties in my day. He says Kevin Nash will not be here tonight, and I went immediately sure. And then he says may the best Jeff win, which I was like, oh yeah, that's right, they're both named Jeff. I didn't even think about that at all. Okay.
All right.
And then we have a tag team. Oh, by the way, these video packages. Okay.
Terrible? They're terrible, right?
I'm glad that we get better down the line because, like, every match had a video package. At least some of them didn't have interviews. No, they all had interviews. Every match had a video package and an interview.
And the video packages looked like they were made on some Windows 98 shit.
Yeah, in fact, we had Shane Douglas earlier ask Jeff Jarrett any last comments in the first segment of the night. Come on. It's just so... Oh, it was getting grating. By now, I was like, okay, I don't need to see another video package anymore. I don't need to see him anymore. No, I get it. It's their first 3-hour show. They got to get the stories out. But this is taking away from other matches that are supposed to be goddamn good, and you know which ones I'm talking about. This one included coming up.
I don't think any of them were good, to be honest.
So
I meant the importance of them. I mean, we have a match. We have 2 title matches that go less than 10 minutes. It's stupid.
yeah, so then we had the NWA Tag Team Title match: Team Canada versus 3 Live Crew.
Yay!
Eric Young did a backbreaker to BG James. Rude did a suplex and a knee drop to BG James as Eric Young did an elbow to BG James at the same time. Rude did a shoulder tackle to James. Young did a top rope clothesline or elbow to James. Conan did an Alabama slam to Eric Young.
Alabama
slam to him.
Rude did a spine buster to BG James.
Still looks good.
James did a big boot to Rude. Rude did a chop block to James. I can't remember what they were trying to call it on commentary, but it was not what they called it. Conan then does a face buster to Rude, and 3 Live Crew win.
Yay! And a whole lot of clusterfuck with the referee in this match, too.
Yeah, the ref was retarded in this one.
We had the old ref didn't see the tag cliche in this match. Like, come on, just don't do the tag then. This is dumb. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a good spot in the match. It's just so played out by now. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Especially in 2004.
Yeah. I actually didn't mind this match at all because the actual hype package was actually, like, despite how terrible it was, I still was like, okay, I still want to watch this match because, like, there's a lot of talent. Like, there's 4 guys in here who have been successful, and I like the and for some reason I don't know why when Team Canada came out and they're doing the O Canada, I don't know why I marked out a little bit because that just reminds me of Bret Hart. I don't know why. So
you're gonna mark out during Team Canada moments now.
Yeah. There's a spot in the beginning where Rude thinks he outsmarted, but BG James by kind of like when you do that thing where you go into ropes and you elevate yourself over your opponent as they go into the turnbuckle. And BG James just stood there and watched him do it and then take a bump. I thought it was funny. Team Canada was doing a lot of that heel double teams where the ref would get distracted by Scott D'Amore and then they would double team a guy in the corner. I thought that was pretty cool.
And attempted to use the hockey stick, but BG James is too smart.
Oh, yeah.
That was tried to do it again, and R-Truth came in and took it.
Yep.
Yeah, that wasn't dumb. I mean, you're not going to, it's a hockey stick. I think Don West had the great line says, yeah, gravity sucks, doesn't it? Or something like that. Like, it has nothing to do with gravity. Conan was only in the match for like 3 seconds, and he gets the win, so good for him. Okay, so this is the point where I'm getting starting to really pay attention to how Don West speaks.
Oh, he gets hyped.
Every time he speaks, and it's more than a sentence. And if he says more than one sentence, it starts to get to the point where he can't get the words out anymore. It's like it's kind of weird.
I'm yelling my entire promo without breathing.
Oh no, dude, he gets hyped too, doesn't he?
He does. I like his intensity, but every time he gets to that point, I can see his face turning red. Like he's having a heart attack or something.
He's like, "Hey, Mike, today everything's going well. We're going to sell a lot of promos tonight. We're going to do a lot of things. We're going to have a lot of matches. And I'm starting to not breathe. And I can't breathe anymore. And I gotta take a breath."
So basically, they told him to do a line of cocaine before every single time he speaks.
Yeah,
well, at least before the show.
Okay. Yeah. So in my opinion, this is the first match that suffered consequences of all the filler that we've seen so far, and we will see it towards the end.
There's a lot of filler.
This is the NWA tag belts, and I didn't mind this match at all. I mean, it's getting at least a 5 because all these guys are good, and they went out and did what they had to do. They're a victim of time cuts.
Time theft.
I'm sorry?
Time theft.
Yeah, time theft. But like, I mean, they did what they had to do. Like, if they had more time, it would have been better. I think if they got 15 minutes, it would have been better because they could have slowed the pace down a little bit. They
Or even like 12 minutes. That would have been fine.
Yeah, something. I gave it a 5. I thought it was okay.
I gave it a
6. I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 6 as well.
I gave it a 5.5.
Yeah, I mean, it just needed more time.
I don't know what it is about the show, but none of it really worked for me.
So, Albert, what do you think of the design of those tag belts, though?
That's the old school one.
Yeah, I like this. My favorite belt of the whole night was the X Division title belt. I love that belt. That looks great.
That's the best variation of the X Division belt, and it's the first variation of the X Division belt.
I agree with that.
No, because it used to be a big X, like the NXT title was, right? It's a big X, but this one, the X was embedded in the middle and was silver all around.
Yep.
Has it always been that way, or is it? I'm sorry, it's been different ways. But was it ever gold or any other color?
It was red from when we started watching TNA.
Yeah, from what I know it as, that's what it looked like.
But then it's turned like green and blue and shit.
And I saw the first X Division title match. It was the double round robin fatal 4-way with Styles, Lynn, Low Key, and fucking Psychosis, Super Crazy, one of those guys. I think it's Psychosis.
Something like that, yeah.
And I think it looked like that. I think that's the title they had.
Yeah, the one that they had in this show is the one they had.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Cool.
So then what do we got, Albert? Another promo?
Yeah, okay, bear with me here. This is the Raven one. This is Raven. Okay. So Raven's in a room. I'm paraphrasing him, okay? He's not speaking in the first person. He says I, but I'm going to say Raven. He's Raven's in a room. He's by himself. He's out of his mind. The only thing from stopping him from being insane is being crazy. But between Abyss and Monty Brown, somebody has to pay for the night's transgressions. And now, again, bear with me. I'm going to read this shit verbatim. He does some poetry here. He goes, "Welcome to the age of apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm in a game of fools without no rules. Monster ball, someone takes the fall. I think it said drop the bait. I'm not sure. Drop the bait. I decided to bait. Drop the bomb. Intellectual Vietnam. Okay.
That blew my mind. Oh my god.
Yeah, hardcore to the bone. My home is your home. Welcome to the Thunderdome." And then it says, "Quote the Raven nevermore." And then it says, "Quote the Raven nevermore. Now let me out of here. I got to go hurt people." And then it says, "Quote the Raven nevermore" again. Like, okay, you got to say it twice.
He said the Terror Dome, not the Thunderdome.
Oh, I thought I said Thunder. Sorry about that.
No, he said the Terror Dome. I thought it would be funny if you would have said Thunderdome.
Hey, we're gonna do Edgar Allan Poe and fucking Mad Max in this bitch.
Yeah. Then what do we have, Albert?
The Vince Russo campaign package.
Oh,
and I
fucking Christ.
He didn't.
My head against the wall.
This is a lie because he didn't say bro in it once.
True.
Okay.
The word bro was not said in this.
Okay, so again, I'm about to digress here because, like, God damn it, this is so stupid.
Don't you love Vince Russo?
No, I don't care about the package anymore. I didn't even watch. I ignored that. I'm talking about like we have like an NWA tag team title match. It went like less than 10 minutes, and that's everything sandwiched around it was promo, video package, promo, Scott Hall, promo, video package, Raven, Vince Russo. Now we got fucking motherfucking Roddy Piper coming down here.
Oh yeah, this is where I start talking about how it's WCW backwall or Afterbirth.
Yeah.
Okay, the one thing I'll give them credit on is the fans chanting "You're a legend."
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That was excellent.
Yeah, and then the murderer came out.
Yeah, for some reason he wants to give a murderer a free shot at his head with a coconut, so he can ease his conscience about it. You know.
Because he did it like 25 or 20 years ago at that point.
Yeah. However, though, Piper is holding this segment on his own. He's really the guy. He's like he was saying all the same stuff he said back in '84 when he did this. All the same, like he talked about I'm like a luau and eating the pig and getting a suntan on the beach or whatever derogatory crap that he said. Piper, like, he's so good at this stuff. Like, Superfly's not saying a word. I don't think he says anything.
So I'm guessing you low-key liked this segment.
I'm sorry?
I'm guessing that you liked this segment because it brought back nostalgia.
In a way. I'm just getting tired of the freaking filler. Well, unfortunately, you'd be right, though, but I'm getting tired of the filler at this point.
Okay, so if this would have been earlier in the night, you would have been totally like,
or if there would have been less filler in the entire show.
Yeah, or this could have been on Impact or whatever the show was called then. I mean, come on.
I mean,
but it is their first 3-hour show. They're trying to jam all the stuff in there, which I thought was a mistake. But they're trying to go all out, and I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong.
You could have had Piper's Pit in the spot where that 8-man tag was.
Yeah. The best line that Piper said is that Snuka was X Division before there was an X Division. Referencing the cage dive that he did. Great line. I loved it.
I thought my favorite line was the person who came out and talked to him was like, "How is he X Division if all he did was fall 30 feet off the cage?"
That was Kid Cash.
Yes, Kid Cash. That was great. He called Piper an old fart. And then he said Snuka fell off the cage. I thought that was funny as shit. I almost laughed.
I thought it was funny as shit. I almost laughed. That's what you just said.
I'm sorry. I laughed out loud. Sorry, because
I almost laughed.
Then Shane and Kazarian come out to beat down Snuka because he was getting because Kid Cash was in Snuka's face, and Snuka was getting all wild-eyed stuff. But I think he went to go hit Snuka, and Snuka goozled him, I think. And then that's when Shane and Kazarian came down. Piper's just walking around the ring not doing anything because he can't. I think his hip is fucked up. He can't do anything.
He checked on Snuka. I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Fonte Duck comes out and he clears the ring, but he takes the coconut to the head from Kid Cash. I thought that was kind of a good little way to end it.
Well, did you see the fact that when Sanjay Dutt gets in the ring, like he springboards, like knocks Kazarian and Shane or Bentley out, and then he slips on that fucking carpet in the middle of the ring as he's gonna attack Cash?
Yeah, that's why. Because I noticed the ring was like you can see the ring again. I was like, oh, okay, good job.
Yeah, he fucking slipped. He almost fell on his ass.
Yeah. Okay, so Kazarian and Shane get mad at Cash for using the coconut, right?
Yeah, they're pissed.
Yeah, I thought so.
And Cash is like, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? I didn't bring the coconut in the ring.
Yeah, he's just telling him, I didn't do it. I didn't bring it.
Okay. I mean, that was fun to see Piper and Snuka. I'm sorry, not so much Snuka, but Piper for sure. But again, because there's more. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. This is where it starts to get annoying, really annoying, because now we have the Monty Brown promo. I'm telling you, I'm carrying this whole. I'm telling you, I'm carrying this podcast because this pay-per-view is forcing me to do it. I'm the freaking promo guy and the freaking filler guy. I talk about all that shit, right? That's my gimmick.
That's your gimmick.
For me.
I throw miscellaneous jokes. You do play-by-play. He does gimmicks. He does
promos and gimmicks. Like when they go into the undead realm, that's all Albert.
This pay-per-view was made for me, pretty much.
In a bad way.
Yeah, not a good way either. And besides, the best pay-per-views don't have a lot of filler and a lot of backstage stuff, so that pretty much makes me obsolete. So, hey, I'd rather have that. Anyway.
I'd rather have one that makes me obsolete.
Yeah. So, Monty Brown's in this little hole in the ground or wherever he is, and saying nothing is more dangerous than a caged alpha male. Okay. Says Victory Road is the end of the road for Raven and Abyss. He says no more mind delusions from Raven, and then the line of the night, because of what happened earlier. He says no more constipation problems from Abyss. Well, I laughed out loud. I think Becca was like, "What are you laughing about?" I was like, "Don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it.
So he literally said no more constipation problems from Abyss?
That's what he said.
I think I was too busy laughing at him going,
Me too.
Yeah. And then he goes, "You two will feel the pounds." Like, oh God, help me.
Twice.
But
then he did Abyss's little.
He did. So I mean, he pretty much mocked Abyss and Raven, pretty much saying he's going to win, and
that part of him doing that particular noise made that particular segment worth it.
Absolutely, I had no problems with this little itty bitty part of all the freaking crap we're going through here. Now we have a Trinity video package. I couldn't care less about this shit.
That's Trinity.
Yeah, it's Trinity, dude.
I don't know who that is. I didn't care.
It's that hot chick from the FBI last week.
Yeah, it's the chick from the ECW December to December.
I have no idea.
The one in the red.
The one that was wearing like the red fucking thing where you guys were bitching at the ECW logo for hitting on her ass.
Oh, okay. Well, I had no idea.
She does look different. I did make the point that she looks different.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah. So she's talking about where she's like the baddest. Well, I'm paraphrasing here, so I apologize.
The baddest
where she's
bitch.
Like she's the baddest bitch in all of TNA, and she has an open challenge at Victory Road for whoever wants to come out and fight her. So she comes out to the ring with I forget the names. It's Disco Inferno and Chuck Palumbo, though, right? Is that
Johnny Swinger?
Johnny Swinger, okay. And Disco Inferno had another name, although I didn't know who it was.
Glenn Gilberti.
Fuck Disco Inferno.
Is that his real name, I assume?
Yeah.
Fuck Disco Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, he had like about a year where it was fun, but then it was like, okay, well, he's not going anywhere, so I don't care about him anymore. Trinity says she comes to the ring and she issues her open challenge again, and since nobody answers it, or she says she's the Italian goddess of wrestling when no one comes out immediately. So she's up on Gilberti and Swinger's shoulders, and then Jacqueline comes from out of the crowd, from out of nowhere, and knocks Trinity off their shoulders.
So we have
her and her big boobs.
And if you took play-by-play, I didn't do play-by-play for this.
I did play-by-play. Don't worry. I wrote down the whole match because it was that short.
Yeah.
So we had Trinity versus Jacqueline. And before the match started, Jacqueline did a crossbody on all three members of the New York Connection, which is what their tag team name was.
Gotcha.
Jacqueline then did a crossbody to Trinity. Trinity gave Jacqueline a power slam. Jacqueline gave a pretty nice German to Trinity. Trinity then did a moonsault to Jacqueline, and with the help of Swinger and Gilberti, Trinity wins.
Jacqueline still looks amazing in freaking 2004. She looks really good in the ring too, mind you.
Well, they did mention on commentary that literally a couple months before that, she had won the Cruiserweight Championship from Chavo Guerrero.
Huh?
Yeah, because she was only a newly free agent at this point.
Yeah, and that's what they were saying on the announcement. Like, the newest free agent acquisition is Jacqueline. That's the new one. We got her. Yeah.
And Don West was probably happy as fuck.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of another woman on the roster at this point in time when they were doing this.
Yeah, how many women were on the roster at this point?
Well, at least 2.
They didn't have a women's title for like 4 years.
Because they had Trinity on the roster, and then they also had Tracy that came out with Bentley.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, she came out during the Gauntlet Battle Royal.
And then Jacqueline now.
So they have 3.
At least.
3.
Gail Kim's coming soon, though.
Gail Kim's always coming.
Good for her.
Thank you.
God damn.
So this was pretty much a stupid little segment. They could have just left off the show. Again, taking away from other matches that could have been longer.
Well, what'd you rate it, Albert?
I gave it a 4.
I rated it exactly how long it was. 2 minutes.
I gave it baseline 5.
I had it at a 5, but since we've been talking, since we've been talking and going over all this stuff, and I'm actually reading it back, I'm like, yeah, this is just stupid.
See, I would have given it a lower rating had it went longer, because Trinity doesn't seem like a very good wrestler. But since they kept it short and sweet, I was okay with that.
And here, this sounds like the perfect time for me to go like, oh, okay, Chris chose Victory Road 2004 as first TNA pay-per-view. That's fine. That should be a pretty decent show because now it's our first show. Chris is picking the shows. But now I have to ask you, motherfucker, why did you choose this show?
Because we needed to see the evolution of total nonstop action wrestling.
From this to peaking to back to this, basically?
Well, eventually we're going to have to review Slammiversary 2020.
Not next week.
Not next week, fine.
I got a feeling anything TNA is doing now is better than this.
Well, now Kenny Omega's in there.
True. Oh, dude, I forgot about that. Yeah. All right. So Flip Gordon's coming back out after that match. Scott Hudson.
Flip Gordon, I mean Scott Hudson.
Flip.
And at this point, he gives more poll information. Which,
yay, our third.
Fuck your poll. Goddamn.
It's.
I have a feeling it's a legit poll, maybe, because they keep because it's not like they're making it a nail biter, right? Because now Dusty Rhodes is winning by 11 percentage points.
See, it was 11. I was right, and they kept saying 10, but it was 11 on the screen.
Yeah,
that's because they don't know how to count.
All right. Okay, so this is Triple X coming up to get an interview. Okay, that's Elix Skipper, right? But
yes.
They call it prime time. It's prime time, right?
Prime time Elix Skipper, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So they come up, and basically, I don't remember what Chris Saban said, but the whole thing, but basically, he said, me and Primetime were, I'm glad Primetime convinced me to not walk down the right path and stop taking the high road. We're going the low road. We're just going to go out there and beat people up, and that's what we're going to do from now on. And that's pretty much the gist of his whole promo there.
That's a riveting promo.
Very riveting.
This match confused me.
That's we're not even at that yet.
I know, but like when we get there, that match confused me.
I mean, it confused him too.
Oh, dude, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
Then did we get another promo, or did we go to Monsters Balls?
So there's a Monsters Balls video package, and then the actual match. So yeah, par for the course.
So we had a Monsters Ball match. Monty Brown.
So I'm sorry, Chris. Just to recap, at this point, we've already had an interview with each participant in this match, and then the video package, and then the match.
So then we had the Monsters Ball match, Abyss and his rockin' theme song that we were singing out loud here.
And then I did it for this song, and I did it for Jarrett.
Versus Raven. Versus Monty Brown and his fucking crappy ripoff version of Down with the Sickness.
Down with the sickness? No, Mommy, Don't do it again. I'll be a good boy.
But, I gotta say, all three of them are selling the fact that they had not seen sunlight.
How?
When they came out to the ring, they're all like, I can't see anything. It's all black.
Yeah, no, like all of them had their face or had their hands over their eyes, kind of a deal.
Problem with that is when the moment the match started, they no longer had that.
True.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even notice that.
Abyss was first because he put his hand over his eyes, and then when his pyro went off, he was like, "Oh God!" and he looked away. And then Raven had the straight jacket on, so Raven had his arm up so he wouldn't see the lights. And Monty Brown was just squinting and kind of walking really weird.
Well. Yeah, no water, no food for a day. They sure got down to business pretty quick.
Yeah, and then they immediately scrapped that idea for the one we watched in 05.
So then Abyss threw Raven's balls on the guardrail.
Yeah.
Abyss then hit Brown and Raven with a trash can.
Ouch.
Abyss did a choke bomb to Raven onto the stairs, and not the stairs that are at ringside, the stairs that are going up towards the fans.
Choke bomb.
Yeah.
Which that fucking hurts, because those are concrete.
Yeah.
Abyss did shock treatment to Monty Brown. Abyss did a clothesline to Brown and Raven. Raven did a drop toe hold to Abyss onto a chair.
Actually, since you didn't bring it up when you were doing your play-by-play, the first thing that really happens is while Monty Brown's making his entrance, Abyss and Raven start fighting, and Monty Brown's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to set up a table.
He does do that. Brown then throws the chair at Raven and Abyss's heads. Brown does a T-bone suplex to Raven. Brown does a follow-away slam to Raven. Brown then does the pounce to the referee.
That looked legit. That might be one of the most legit ref bump I've seen.
Brown does a running power slam to Abyss.
That looked great, too.
Abyss does a terrible-looking black hole slam to Monty Brown.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really, really bad.
Raven does a power bomb to Abyss into the thumbtacks. You idiot, you're the one who put them out. You go through them.
Well, to be fair, Monty Brown set up the table, so...
Yeah, and he's the only one who doesn't go through a table.
Raven hit Abyss, who is now on the apron, and Abyss fell through a table.
And then Raven's table that he set up...
Then Monty Brown does the pounce to Raven through the table, and Monty Brown takes home the W.
And that's well he should. He's the paradox in this match. He set up the table. He didn't go through it. He's the paradox, so he should win.
He went against all the rules we have built in our little podcasting universe.
I know.
Actually, there is one rule I got to bring up that never fucking happened this whole show.
Little man jumping the big man?
Little man never jumped into the big man.
And it doesn't occur. I'll be damned. There's no big guys.
Well, I mean, like, they had Lance Archer and Watts, but they were the same size.
No one jumped into them.
But they were the same size.
Plus, no one jumped into either one.
Well, and to be fair, all the people who qualified for that were in the Gauntlet Battle World. So.
Well, the thing is, though, is there were a couple of decent big guys in there. You could count Garza and Siaki as big dudes.
In comparison to the other people in the match.
They might be big dudes if you compare them to regular size people on the roster. We don't know. They're not against other size people.
I just thought of a good spot they could have had for that midget match.
Where the little guy jumps into the fat one and gets caught.
No, or even better, have somebody else who's actually like 5'5", it was actually tall. Have them come out and disrupt the match, and both of them try to jump into him, and he catches them both.
Yeah.
So you want a King Kong Bundy the midgets.
That's right. So have King Kong Bundy come out, right? So the one midget goes to like the top rope and jumps into Bundy, he catches him. The other midget goes to the other top rope, and Bundy catches him too. So he's caught both of them and is holding both of them. That'd be great.
All right, so since you brought up the midget match, I'm going to bring something else up that we didn't bring up when we were talking about that match. They brought up Rey Mysterio Jr. with mad disrespect.
Yeah, saying that they wanted to put him in a junior division. What the fuck?
Yeah, they wanted to put Rey Mysterio in the midget division.
Wow. So you're right, Dylan. It is WCW. This WCW is light. Like they're trashing the other company when you have no reason to do that. No reason.
Well, they kept shouting them out. They're like, Johnny B. Bad, a former WWE Intercontinental Champion, and da-da-da-da.
I will give them props for mentioning other companies, because WWE doesn't do that very often, if at all. Yeah. So there's that, but like you're doing it to mock the company. Like, don't worry about what WWE's doing. Just do you.
Now let's go back to the Monsters balls.
Yeah, what are your notes on the Monsters balls, Albert?
Yeah, I like how they fight. I like how they fought at the beginning of the match, because these guys are hungry. They haven't eaten in a day and a half or whatever it was. Well, hey, look, there's a big meaty guy over there. Maybe we'll eat him. So they started fighting.
There's a big meaty guy. Go eat him.
Yeah, but like I liked how Abyss and Raven were up in the crowd while Monty Brown is selling him getting his head thrown into the ring post. Who was that dude in the Raptors?
No, don't ask.
Yeah, don't ask. They never said it.
I didn't bring it up again until they did the limo spot at the end of the main event. I'm like, we never realized the Raptors thing.
Okay.
Just random guy in the Raptors.
Because it's well before Sting comes out. So.
Yeah. Okay, so despite how I feel about the show overall, it's kind of plotting and it's a little repetitive with the filler and everything. This crowd is eating this stuff up like it's candy. Good for them. I'm glad they're enjoying themselves. I'm not even being sarcastic. Monty Brown, just for future reference, if you listen to this, don't throw a chair ever again. It looks so stupid and fake. That ref bumped up. I will say this though: that when he hit him, that ref took that shit. He even hit the ropes too. I'm sure that added a little bit of a soreness to his back.
That ref died.
Yeah, that ref didn't come back. A different ref had to come in the ring.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay, fair enough. That makes it even better. That one spot where Abyss gets held in the air by Monty Brown for Monty Brown can power slam him, I thought that was really cool.
I thought he was gonna fall over. I was like, don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, don't fuck it up. and then thumbtacks, of course. Abyss bumps into the tacks, of course. And then the ending, yeah, the match was okay. I gave it a 6. It was cool. It was what it was.
I gave it a 7.5. I boosted their rating up a little bit, though, seeing as they were all selling the fact that they hadn't seen sunlight in 24 hours.
Maybe if I had noticed that, I might have given it a 7, but, like, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so. I gave it a 7. Like, it was like the middle of the road for a TNA hardcore match. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
Obviously, the one at Bound for Glory that we reviewed was better.
Yeah. And
which one was that one? Abyss and who?
The one that was like Abyss, Rhino, Raven, and Jeff Hardy.
Oh yeah. And they came in, and all of them came out to fight later. Yeah, because they all got their asses whipped.
Yeah,
that was a really good one.
I actually think that shows when they started to realize what the hell they were doing a little bit.
Well, we'll eventually see. We'll eventually get all those fucking shows in between over with.
You know what this show is turning into? It's almost like the segments are the main part of the match, and the matches are the filler. That's what I think.
It seems like it at times.
Because there's just so we had to have like a 10-minute hardcore match, right? 10 minutes. Now we're about to get Shane Douglas, who's still outside, arguing with the driver about who's in the goddamn limo.
I don't care who's in there. I want to speak to Kevin Nash.
Yeah, that's the part that pisses me off. As he goes, I don't care who's in there. I want to talk to Kevin Nash.
I'll make phone calls.
If you don't care who's in there, then why the fuck are you standing out there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So, Skip. Arguably the best promo of the night belongs to Petey Williams.
Skip.
Jim Cornette rule.
Arguably the best promo spot to me was Petey Williams. So we got Flip Hudson again, and he has Scott D'Amore. He has Scott D'Amore and Petey Williams, and he says to Scott D'Amore that it's not a good night for Team Canada, and that I don't know who says this. He didn't say who. He said people were saying that Petey Williams is the underdog versus AJ Styles just because AJ Styles has won the title like 3 times or whatever, and Petey Williams gets pissed.
Yeah, no one was physically saying that.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, this is at the time where Petey Williams did the most devastating finisher in all of wrestling, not the most basic move in all of wrestling. The Canadian Destroyer.
Everyone wasn't doing his finisher at this point in time. Only he was.
Yeah.
Nowadays everybody kicks out of it.
Penta, Phoenix.
So not only was this promo concise and to the point, there was a stipulation added. So Petey Williams basically says that he's not the underdog. He's the X Division champ. If AJ Styles is so phenomenal, let's see how you feel when you get hit by the Canadian Destroyer, which we'll get to that later. And then D'Amore wraps it all up by says, "I'm gonna make a bold proclamation." He says if AJ Styles wins, he will go back to Canada and never come back to the United States again.
I wonder whatever happened to that guy, Scott D'Amore.
He might be in Canada now, as ironic as that is. I don't know.
Well, you know what the stupid thing is, though, is during the match, they keep bringing up the fact, well, if Petey Williams loses, Scott D'Amore is going to leave TNA forever. It's like, he put that stipulation on himself.
Oh, also...
Don't feel sorry for him.
Albert, also to answer your question where Scott D'Amore is now, he has the same job as Don Callis. He's an EVP for Impact.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, he was literally just on TV on Tuesday.
Oh, good.
That's why I wonder whatever happened to him.
Now you know.
So we had an X Division title match. Petey Williams versus AJ Styles.
Actually, I apologize. We had the X Division hype package.
Hype package?
Did this one get you hyped up, Albert?
It did, because this is the match I was looking forward to. And,
They have better matches, I'll tell you that.
And it's not because of the guys in the match, so I'll get to that later, so go ahead.
All right, so X Division title match, Petey Williams versus AJ Styles. I wrote at first there were some really good reversals by both.
Yes, sir.
Styles does a Hurricane Rana and a drop kick to Williams. Styles does a tope to Williams over the top. Styles does a jawbreaker to Williams. Williams does the old Canada ball spot.
I like that spot.
Styles does a springboard moonsault to Williams, and he was attempting to do the DDT part, but Williams kind of got out of the way. So then...
Wrestling.
Exactly.
Wrestling.
So then Styles does a German off of the top rope to Williams. Styles then does a Pele to Williams, who is on the outside of the ring. Styles does a backdrop to Williams. Styles does the phenomenal forearm to Williams. Williams does a nice side Russian leg sweep to Styles. Styles does an Alabama slam to Williams into the corner. It was like an Alabama slam / powerbomb-ish type of move.
Alabama Slam and Hammer.
Williams then hit Styles with the X Division title after Scott D'Amore came in trying to use the hockey stick. Williams then hits the Canadian Destroyer off of Brett's rope, and Petey Williams wins the match.
Yeah.
Back when it was my favorite move in wrestling.
Yeah. But so, don't get me wrong. I love Petey Williams and AJ Styles, and the match itself was okay. My problem wasn't the match itself. This is the biggest casualty of all the filler of the whole night. This match should have gone 25 fucking minutes. They could have had a freaking match of the year here at their freaking main show, or I guess it's a main show, or their first year pay-per-view. This could have been the workhorse match. This could have been like Savage and Steamboat, or Austin and Bret Hart, or whatever you want to compare it to. But it only went like 12 minutes or however long. It was like I'm thinking, because at the end they're going for their finishing maneuvers. I'm thinking, okay, this is like a little high spot, and they'll calm down. But no, it was over. I was like, you need 10 more minutes. Come on, what's going on here? I was like, I'm sitting there like shaking my head, like I'm like, this is what the fuck? Especially with some of the shit that happens later.
And then your wife's like, what the fucking about?
Yeah, she was like, because I have my headphones on, so I couldn't even hear. I was probably muttering to myself, and I probably couldn't hear what I was saying. But I was loud enough. She was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'll tell you later. Don't worry about it."
I don't know if I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm getting pissed off at TNA, baby.
Yeah. Again, the O Canada thing. I like the entrance. I thought it was really cool.
Well, no, but he did the O Canada on his balls.
He already said that.
That was
he
awesome.
said he liked that.
Well, yeah. So the crowd is so hyped. I'm envious of them because I don't know like how they're putting up with this stuff. But maybe they're there. It's like when you guys say you go to like a Ring of Honor show and you get more hyped by being there. I totally agree with that. I think we talked about it a number of times, but the more I bring it up, the more I agree with you. I think I don't know which one of you guys brought it up, but like when you go there, you feel the excitement more. Yeah. So I get it. Scott D'Amore was overacting so much it was driving me nuts. Like,
he still does that.
Stop it. Okay, well, this first time I've seen it, so.
Flip Hudson.
Did you guys appreciate the Let's Go AJ, Let's Go PD dual chant?
I did.
Yeah.
So I was gonna bring up the fact about AJ Styles because I've been watching his matches since 2001, with the first TNA X Division title match, and then where he is now. This is 2004. Oh, it's 2002. Yeah. This is 2004, and it's still 14 years away until he goes to WWE, and they didn't try to go after him before that because he's clearly.
He had that one match with Hurricane on like a C show.
Like he's clearly as talented as ever. People love him, and he's still as talented and as popular now.
Yeah.
They could have took him from TNA before TNA even really got the use they had.
He had that one match with the Hurricane, and that's all.
Yeah, it was a dark match on like fucking some house show, or was it? I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know.
It was a televised show. It was like Metal or Jacked or something, which should have been like a C show.
Yeah.
That's worse than Velocity and Heat.
You got some ratings on this match?
Yeah, what do you think, Albert?
I've got more notes here because I got some things to bring up here.
Yeah.
Both of these guys are freaking great. Like I said, it's not these two guys I'm blaming. It's not the match they had laid out. They were just given 12 minutes when they should have had like 25, right? So that's my main issue with this match. The idea at the end was when they were trying to do their finishers on each other, kept reversing them. I thought that was really cool. I actually didn't mind the finish at all. I didn't mind that D'Amore did the little double switch. He brought the hockey stick in the ring just to the idea to feed the belt to Williams, and he wins the match. Again, it's fine. I don't mind heels being healed. I have no problems with that. But like I said, my main gripe is that it's too goddamn short, and that cuts off 2 points. I gave it an 8. It would have been a 10 if it went 25 minutes, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
I mean, there is probably one that exists. I know they at least had a 20-minute match somewhere down the road.
Okay, and for you?
7.5.
I went 8 as well.
I went 7.5 because I can't. Like, I think that's my baseline for a Styles Williams match. So.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. Like I couldn't imagine an AJ Styles match. He could probably wrestle a freaking like a broomstick or whatever you want, or whatever the
Invisible Man,
whatever inanimate object would be of choice, and he'll make it look good. That's how badass he is. He's great.
Yeah, I went 8 as well because I mean Styles has this match is really good. It could have benefited from more time.
Yeah. Guess what?
What?
Chicken butt?
No, there's no promo or filler after this match.
Oh my god.
So it's a last team standing match, Triple X versus AMW?
This match hurt my brain.
Yes. I think I got dumber.
All right, folks. If you don't know what a last team standing match is, imagine a last man standing match. Make it a tag team match. Make it where they have to tag. Make it where pinfalls are needed first, and then they count.
And disqualifications they try to avoid, but then later on they forget that you don't get. It's weird.
Yeah. Basically, it's a last man standing match with eliminations.
It just made me laugh. Before he does the play-by-play, there's two spots because there's when Daniels uses the chair on Harris, I think it was, or Storm.
Well,
Daniels uses the chair on Storm, and the ref turns around, so they're trying to do it behind the ref's back. But then later in the match, Harris uses the chair straight up on Skipper in front of the ref, and it didn't matter, so it really threw me off. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, let's I want to hear the play-by-play because I got to find out what I don't want to bitch about later. So go ahead.
So AMW does the death sentence to Elix Skipper. Storm does the last call to Daniels. Harris does a top rope leg drop to Skipper because they tried to go for the death sentence again, didn't work. Storm does a power bomb to Daniels. Triple X then slam Harris. Triple X then do a power press to Harris. Harris does a clothesline to Daniels. Storm does a head scissors to Daniels. Triple X does like a neck breaker power bomb to Storm. Daniels hits Storm in the knee with a chair. Pins Storm. Then Storm gets counted and is eliminated, so Storm is out. Daniels then does a Uranagi to Harris. Harris does a spear to Daniels. Harris does a top rope leg drop to Daniels. Pins him. Does the 10 count. He's eliminated.
Thank God.
Harris does a powerbomb to Skipper. Skipper then goes for what they call the POD, but it's an overdrive to Harris.
Yeah, they got a box it too.
Harris does the catatonic onto a chair onto Elix Skipper, pins him. Then the ref does the 10 count, and the match is over.
Goddamn ref sucks so bad.
I'm so confused what the rules are in this match.
Okay, so I guess we have to take like a second to. It's a last team standing match, right?
Yep.
With eliminations. So it's elimination, last man, last team standing match.
Where
you have to pin your opponent, and then where you have to pin your opponent, and they don't answer the 10 count to be eliminated. Everybody get that? I'm talking to the people who are listening, because I'm still trying to wrap my brain around it.
I also don't think anything they did in this match validated the 10 count.
Nothing.
I mean, if you watch the promo package earlier on, watch the promo package early on, the chair part to the knee of Storm makes sense.
That was more so
like, yeah, exactly.
The spear does not. Daniels' elimination makes no sense. They literally just needed to make it 1-1.
And by the way, Harris or Storm definitely got up before 10.
And then the catatonic. Okay, if Skipper didn't kick out of it, it would have been fine.
Yeah, like what the fuck? What are you guys doing? All right. So at the beginning of the match, it all starts like a fight because they fight right off the bat. So get this. So like I said, remember I'm not gonna say the rules again. It's like okay. So there's no tags for the first 5 minutes, and then there are tags, and then there's no more tags.
I think it's hilarious when Chris literally goes, "Are they tagging?" halfway through the match.
Did you guys hear this woman screaming at the top of her lungs?
Oh yeah, no, I brought that up too. I was like, who the fuck is screaming?
She loved Chris Harris, James Storm. Every time he did something, she's like, "All right, James Storm," or whatever the fuck she was saying. Legend
loved it.
Oh, I did not. It was annoying.
He pointed it out every time.
It was so annoying.
There's that lady screaming.
Yeah, I'm like,
control your orgasm in the front row there, girl.
Why is she on the microphone?
And if she's having those, she has multiple orgasms, that's for sure. So good for her.
Somebody's having a little bit more fun at the wrestling show than they probably anticipated.
Maybe she's intoxicated.
I mean, that doesn't make having an orgasm easier.
Here's one of my favorite spots, and it was a botch. It was when Primetime went for his finisher.
Oh, for the overdrive? The overdrive, the POD?
Yeah, and they botched it, right? Because I think it was Harris who either fell down or whatever the fuck happened.
Harris fell down.
He just fell.
Here's what Mike Tenay said. Mike Tenay said that Primetime couldn't execute his finisher because Harris's back gave out.
Oh,
that's what he said.
I don't think it works that way. Yeah,
that's a great explanation of how a botch works.
I don't think it works that way.
Your opponent's back gave out, so you can't do your move.
Yeah, like the guy who's getting the move put upon him doesn't know. Isn't supposed to know that his back is going to hurt enough to where, like, oh yeah, go ahead, hit me with it. Go ahead, my back will give out, no problem. Okay, points for effort there, no problem. However, at least there was a cool beatdown at the end of the match when AMW got handcuffed and they beat the shit out of him. Cool, no problem. Yeah, way to get your heat back after a dumb match.
No problem.
Super dumb match.
Just go to the back. I mean, this match was a fucking 2.5 for me because they're talented guys. They're talented guys, but this match was horrible.
I will tell you, the cage match they have at the next show
is better.
Is really good.
But it couldn't get much worse, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5.5.
Oh,
they could have made that cage match a bunkhouse stampede match.
I gave it a 4.
4 people in a bunkhouse match. Nice.
I gave it a 4. It was not even to a standard. I didn't understand what the fuck the match was. So
5.5.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And I love both teams too.
Are we moving into our? Keep going.
We're moving into our Dusty Road segment.
Okay. So,
he says.
So now we got Scott Gordon this time, not Flip Hudson. We got Scott Gordon.
Scott Gordon.
And now remember earlier when Shane Douglas said that you have any last minute comments?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff Jarrett's about to speak again.
So he has last comments.
So Jeff Jarrett gets the question. He goes, so Scott Hudson asked him what's on his mind. And Jeff Jarrett says, real simple, I'm climbing the ladder, I'm getting my belt, and I'm back on top. No more needs to be said.
He's already on top. How do you get back on top if you're already on top?
Well, because he's
getting on top of someone else.
I don't know. So then after that, we have the DOA results, and if you didn't figure it out by now, motherfucking Dusty Rhodes is the winner.
Yeah.
And so I started writing up. Matches were cut up for this. Matches were cut for this. Just put this shit on TV. Just put this shit on fucking TV. No one needs to see this shit. I don't care. Right? So then Dusty Rhodes comes out and he puts a 10-minute promo.
We love that you're mad about this.
The only thing of substance was that he said there was going to be the AMW Triple X rematch in the steel cage. That's the only thing of substance. I didn't care. Even though I will say this again, the crowd did though. I wrote down 3 times. AJ got his match cut for this. The tag team title match got cut for this. And all the other goddamn pieces of filler that they had. It was like I'm pacing around my goddamn apartment because it's so stupid.
And your
wife.
This
is a 3-hour show. You could give 25 minutes to AJ Styles and Pete Williams, and then you're about to freaking overbook this goddamn this NWA title match. Come on.
And your wife's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you so mad?
I'm griping to myself. I really am. I'm just like going like I'm shaking my head and like. You get that look. We just look up like, why? We just look, why?
That's great. Your wife's just like, you're getting too into wrestling, bro.
You ready for the NWA WCW title match?
Yes. All right. But don't forget, there's also like a 5-minute hype video.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay, a hype video, that's fine. I don't care about the video per se. Except for the fact that they did show one thing I thought was interesting. The fact that Jeff Hardy got attacked in his hotel room.
Jeff Hardy gets attacked a lot.
Again? Wow.
I mean, it's. I think we already did that show. The other one, he couldn't make it to the match, so we got Triple H and Kozlov.
And then he made it to the match at the end.
Okay, so good. We can cut the podcast short, right? Nice. Cool. Bye, guys. We're done.
We all know what happens next.
Okay. So we have a ladder match for the NWA World Title. Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy.
Which Jeff is best?
Hardy.
So Hardy does his flying clothesline to Jarrett. I gotta say Hardy and Jarrett, damn it. Hardy starts throwing Jarrett into ladders.
Jeff throws Jeff into ladders.
Jeff on Jeff crime, yeah.
Hardy does a drop kick off of a ladder onto Jarrett. Hardy is, at this point, hitting Jarrett with a ladder, doing like the Joey Mercury spot, and then he leg drops it.
Yes.
So then there's one point in time where Jeff Hardy has a ladder. He opens it up, he puts it upside down, puts Jeff Jarrett in it, and starts squeezing the ladder.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Hardy then tried to leg drop off the top of rope over another ladder, but missed Jarrett.
Off the top of rope.
Jarrett then throws Hardy into a ladder. Jarrett suplexed Hardy onto a ladder that was bridged on the barricade. Jarrett then decides to throw a ladder into Hardy's ribs. Hardy then drop kicks Jarrett off of the ladder. Hardy slammed Jarrett onto a ladder. Hardy does a swanton to Jarrett on a ladder. Scott Hall comes out and does the Razor's Edge to Hardy off of the ladder.
Well, I don't know if you can call that a Razor's Edge, but alright.
No, when he did it was the Razor's Edge. It was fine. The bumps that he was taking were bad.
The way he sold his own move was bad.
So then, alright, Razor's Edge off the ladder. Hardy then did a leg drop with a chair onto Jarrett. Hardy then did a leg drop to the ladder into Jarrett's face and face plants Jarrett off of the ladder. Hardy then pushed Jarrett off of the ladder. Jarrett knocked Hardy off of the ladder into Scott Hall, who was on the entrance ramp. And Scott Hall is already on the ground at this point in time. So then Hardy does poetry in motion to Jarrett and Hall.
Good spot.
So then at this point in time, Hardy and Jarrett fall off of a big ladder because Jeff Jarrett pushes his leg.
Just crushes Scott Hall.
It's the mega ladder, okay? Get it right.
Scott Hall is dead at this point in time.
Are you sure about that?
I'm going to say he's just laying there, and then he takes the brunt force of that entire ladder.
Good.
Hardy then attempted a powerbomb to Jarrett off of a ladder, but fell.
And then they attempted it again.
No! And Jarrett held onto the ropes. He did the freaking Scott Steiner bullshit. Oh.
Then Hardy kicked a chair into Hall's face. Hardy then did a twist of fate and a swanton to Hall, so he technically took one bump off swanton.
It should be fair, it was a twist of stunner.
He sold it like a stunner, but he took a twist of fate.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to take a flat bump on that.
No. So then Jeff Jarrett ends up hitting Hardy with a chair. Hardy is then at this point in time climbing a ladder. And here comes Kevin Nash. And Kevin Nash has two guitars in his hands.
Looks like he just got out of bed.
And Jeff Jarrett has a guitar as well. So then Jeff Jarrett hits Jeff Hardy with a guitar. Scott Hall hits Hardy with a guitar. Kevin Nash hits Hardy with a guitar.
So my point with this is...
And Jarrett climbs the ladder and wins.
On commentary, they're talking about, oh, I can't believe Kevin Nash turned on Jeff Hardy. Are you sure? You can't believe that Kevin Nash turned to go be with his best friends again?
I was waiting for like somebody to say, whose side is he on? Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Well, the fact that he brought two guitars out to the ring seemed pretty unusual.
Yeah. It was a clusterfuck. You gotta... I mean, technically, you might as well just finish up all the notes because the thing that happens at the end is literally part of the match.
Yeah, you got notes, Albert.
Yeah. So Kevin Nash gets a microphone, and he says something about Jeff Hardy being green with envy because they were sitting next to each other in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, he made a small penis joke, yeah.
Yeah, he made a... So I wrote down, Did Kevin Nash just say his dick is bigger than Jeff Hardy's? Because I don't know. Maybe.
I don't care.
Don't want to know.
So then Kevin Nash says that we're back, and anybody in the back who has a sack wants to come out, and whatever the fuck he said. And then, the first person to answer the bell is or the challenge is Joey Styles. And he
AJ
goes in
Joey Styles.
Oh, I'm sorry. AJ Styles. I'm sorry.
Joey
Styles.
Styles.
Oh my god.
Cat
Sorry
fight.
about that. Yeah, sorry about that. And then he has a cat fight with Scott Hall, right? I'm kidding. So then the Styles goes in and cleans house, except for Kevin Nash, who eventually gets a big boot to the head by Nash. I'm sorry, who eventually big boots Styles in the head.
Yeah, because at that point in time, he was attempting the Styles Clash on Jarrett.
Yeah, and then Nash kicks him in the head. 3 Live Crew come out.
No, just Conan and Truth come out at this point.
Yeah, BG misses the call. He doesn't get out there until Truth and Conan had already been beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they all came out at the same time. Either way, Truth takes the Razor's Edge, and BG takes the power bomb, and then the freaking the music, some music hits, and you hear the same musical arrangement that the Macho Man called. I forget what I think it's called Pomp and Circumstance, and then they have a little variation of it.
I call it the graduation song.
Yeah, and then here's the weird part. Instead of having the camera in front of Macho Man, it's about like 30 feet behind him when he's walking out of the tunnel.
Oh, when he walked out of the car, when they just showed the coat and the bottom of his legs, I was like, it's the Undertaker.
They were like all elite Scooby Doo.
Yeah, and then he just and then you hear the oh yeah and all that. He just goes down to the bottom of the entrance ramp and just stands there like. Gesturing to the crowd.
And then the show ends. Yeah.
He kind of looks homeless at this point.
WCW Victory Road 04 was an interesting show.
Yeah. All right.
But
I didn't mind this match at all. I didn't mind it. I'm not saying it's the greatest of all time here. Don't get me wrong. It had cool stories around it. We'll have Nash and Hall get involved. Jeff Hardy has a ladder experience. In fact, like they use that thing as a weapon more than anything else. I mean, that's the best way to go about it anyway. So I love that part where they're just beating the crap out of each other.
That's true.
Especially where Jeff Hardy is like being creative with it. We inverts the ladder, and then there's what was that one little spot where Jeff Hardy is in between both parts of the ladder, and Jeff Hardy's just like sandwiching him in between it.
Yeah, he's squeezing it.
Well, I mean, there's one part before that where like Jeff Hardy's in between he's in the ladder, but it's laying horizontal, and Jeff Hardy's just slamming the top part of the ladder on Jeff Hardy.
He's slamming it, and then he does a leg drop on it.
Yeah. So then, this match is overproduced. So there's too many moving parts. Scott Hall had to interfere 3 times. I mean, once wasn't enough.
Well, and Scott Hall literally took 2 bumps. He took the bump where he was already dead on the ramp for no reason.
Yeah.
And then he took the swanton.
Yeah, and then that one little bump he had where he just sort of just like I think he was pulling off the rock sells a Stone Cold Stunner and just like flops around before he falls over. That's what he did there.
Yeah, but I don't think Jeff Hardy was buying him any beer.
Scott Hall at that point didn't need anybody to buy him any beer.
I made a joke to Jeff Hardy and Scott, a really dark joke that Jeff Hardy and Scott Hall should have formed a rehab tag team.
The rehabbers.
And it can be the theme song can be
rehabbers. That's what they're called.
The theme song can be Rehab by Amy Winehouse. They want me to go to rehab. No.
Well, and one of the funniest parts actually is Hardy's got all that paint on him and it's rubbing off onto Jarrett.
Yeah. Like he's turning him into he's hulking up, he's just like, don't make me angry.
Plus on top of that, like Jeff Hardy's face paint and shit's getting on like Jeff's attire, his hair, his fucking side.
But the funny thing is that because I was imagining because he was turning green, and it made me think of the Incredible Hulk, and I always remember Jeff Jarrett had a catchphrase. I think it was in WCW. It was like, "Don't piss me off," Like,
that was in WWF too.
Or WWF as well. And I just thought of the Incredible Hulk because I just put those two together. Like, okay, well, don't make him angry, right?
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah, because when he had that match at SummerSlam '99, his T-shirt said "Don't piss me off."
Yeah. That little pendulum spot where the ladder's balanced, and then Jeff Hardy does a leg drop on it or whatever it was, and it hits the Joey Mercury spot.
Yeah.
I wish Jeff Hardy would have. That really should have been the spot that leads into when Hall and Nash come down, because then Jeff Hardy, Jarrett can sell that spot. Jarrett didn't sell that spot at all. I mean, you see people take a ladder to the face. You saw Joe Mercury get his face shattered from him. Why couldn't Jarrett sell that for at least 5 minutes? He was up and at him and doing botching power bombs, whatever the fuck that was.
Up and
about
at
2 minutes later.
I mean, it's the same reason that we didn't see Macho Man take anyone out.
He did have a match after this.
He does have a match after this. You're right.
He has one match.
Did you?
Yeah, he wrestles one match. He doesn't really wrestle in it, though.
Albert's like, I want to watch that match.
No, you don't.
I don't.
It's pretty bad.
I doubt I want to watch Macho Man Randy Savage wrestle in 2004 or whenever.
It was 2004.
Yeah, it was 2004.
Crap. What was this? Okay. Did you think that the announcers were overacting at the end?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I wasn't the only one. So I went back to when we watched the Taker Rumble, the Undertaker Rumble. Undertaker won the Rumble, and you heard Michael Cole and JBL were saying everything under the sun about how trying to put over Undertaker's win. All that was perfect, right? It was great. They weren't overacting. They actually meant every word that they said. But now maybe these guys, the words were right, but they are not good at getting that point across. Where this match is so debilitating. After I just watched Jeff Jarrett not even get his face shattered from a ladder, does that ladder really hurt that much? I mean, come on, stop it.
Yeah, and you see Kevin Nash not even take a bump after all those people try to whoop his ass.
Yeah. Hall gets a chair kicked in his face. I thought that was hilarious. And then, the Twisted Fate to Hall, where Hall bounces around like he's a rock. Yeah, come on, man. There was a split second where I thought Kevin Nash might hand the guitar to Scott Hall and they would hit Jeff Jarrett with it. But then I was like, no, that's not reality. The reality is they're going to hit Matt Hardy with it, because that's actually the best way to go about doing it. And then of course, there's I harken back to when they formed NWO Elite 2000. I was like, God, what is going on here? What did they do what did the three of them do after the show?
They became the Kings of Wrestling, where they dressed up as Elvis impersonators.
Oh. Well, it's time well spent.
It eventually winds down to what we already watched, which is the Bound for Glory 05, which was. It
eventually leads to Scott Hall leaving because he is having substance abuse issues.
And then it leads to that Kevin Nash feud that never happened.
Yeah.
Or at least it didn't happen at this show.
I didn't mind this match. It was there was just so many moving parts. It's kind of like basically overbooking 101.
Russo.
But at least everything kind of tied in together. So it wasn't like it was like some. Other than Savage coming out to make his appearance at the end of the show, which is what it was designed to do, it was still overbooked, overproduced, or whatever you want to call it.
Russo was literally on the show.
Yeah. Because, especially when you see Hall come in, 3 different times to interfere. But I thought the match was okay. I gave it a 6. I didn't mind it.
I gave it a 7. I give them props for what they tried to do.
Yeah.
Just too much going on at the end.
I gave it a 7 with the emphasis on before all the shit started going down. I had it at a 7.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Any other last minute?
Let's go over your final thoughts on this show, Albert.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it. That's so bad.
I will never watch this again.
I thought you loved this show, dude.
Never watch it again. Never. I won't watch the show again.
I thought this was your favorite show because you're the filler guy.
Yeah, but I'd rather not have to do all the filler. I don't want to do the filler all the time. It's it's better to talk about matches instead of filler.
Don't you love pay-per-views that have more filler than matches?
Dude, the first match is, I don't mind the Battle Royal, right? It's fun. The last match was the main event for the world title, right? Everything else was a goddamn Monday Night Raw episode that we saw, you read about a month ago. 3-hour show, a fucking filler. It's like, no, don't watch the show.
We had a pretty fun midget match.
We did, yeah. I wish we could call Money Game. That'd be fun.
Shouldn't have been on the show.
Hey, man. Piper tried to let Snuka get revenge for the coconut.
Yeah. I mean, like, they could have cut out, like, 8 of these segments. Whether the Piper thing could have gone away. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's one of the things I would have pulled. As much as I liked it. You could have gotten rid of, like, this. You don't need a video package for every match. But everyone who's watching it knows it already.
Well, I would have got rid of all the DOA segments. I was going to say
all the DOA.
Well, that too. That was my last. You could have got rid of the midgets, all the DOA stuff.
Dusty.
You could have got rid of the Trinity match.
The Dusty promo.
The 8-man match.
The Dusty promo would be gone. And then you can add more minutes to the Boston Brawl match, both title matches that weren't the main event.
I would have kept Piper's Pit in there, though.
It didn't really do anything for the show itself other than get cash down there. And what did he do with that? Did he get over because of that segment?
No,
I doubt it.
Kicked in and got yelled at for using a coconut.
Well, actually, to be honest, it sets up a match for the next month.
Oh, and, okay, so there's only really one match where I don't know what to do with as far as like getting rid of it or keeping it there, and that's the Triple X America's Most Wanted match.
Make it better.
I keep it there. I just make it better.
Yeah, don't do that gimmick. Like.
Well, that or give us like one solid set of rules where like disqualifications off, no tags.
Yeah. Basically, if you know somebody who wants to get into wrestling and you show them this card, they won't watch wrestling with you ever again.
Because you got to think about it this way, Albert. They were doing it under Texas Deathmatch rules.
Nobody died. Okay.
Last man standing with pinfalls.
They were doing Texas Deathmatch rules for that.
All right.
Anyways, though.
Which that was also I believe that was a Dusty creation, the Texas Deathmatch.
I'm not sure.
They should have had a bunkhouse match if Dusty created that.
Yeah. I don't know if Dusty created the Texas Deathmatch, but he sure made it popular. That's for damn sure.
But oh shit, any more shit talking you got to do about this show?
No. I think I said enough.
I want to say this show sucks, but thanks for watching. Listening.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back.
If you made it this far, you are a strong-willed individual, or you're our biggest fan. I don't know which.
Or you're us. We watch our episodes.
Yeah, like I've probably watched like about or re-listened or listened back to about maybe half of the stuff we put out. This might want to listen back to just to hear myself just be pissed.
Yeah. We're gonna cut it off and then we can shoot the shit or whatever.
All right, we're out of here. Bye bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Be back next week.